Is that the motion be agreed to? I call the member for Herbert.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. I was sent a photograph by my younger brother, who is now a primary school principal. It was his grade 3 class, Texas State School, 1970. 34 children in the class, one teacher, no computers, no data projectors, nothing. 6 of the kids in the whole school, in the whole class, had shoes on. Every one of those children could read and write. The way our curriculum and the way our teachers are trained today and what is expected of a teacher today is so vastly different to what was expected in those days during my time. I find the pressure that we put on teachers today to not only step up as surrogate parents, to be social workers, to handle difficult situations, to diagnose areas of disability and things, especially with autism and Asperger's, to be a huge impost on people that are paid as professionals to teach. My ultimate thing here in this speech is to beg everyone that we let teachers teach, and we must support them in that endeavour. I have, my wife is an early childhood teacher, and she has a Down syndrome child in her class. We have to be able to, from a local level, to redefine success. What is success for a normal, happy, healthy child is being able to get through that class and progress to year 1 and onward into a full-blown education. What my wife's Down syndrome child defines as success and what the parents define as success should be something that's done on a very local level. That she's started school completely non-verbal and has been able to finish the school being able to say more hugs from Miss Linda. It's a massive step. What Lola has been able to bring to my wife's school has been a level of texture and a level of giving and a level of love that you just don't come across all that often. And that comes down to what the principal does, about how empathetic he is toward a child, how empathetic he is toward, or he or she is toward inclusion in our education system. We have massive opportunity here, but we also have massive responsibility. If we, as the member for Hasluck said previously, what we used to do was just bar these kids from classrooms and put them in special places where they sink to the lowest common denominator, they sink to the lowest level. And we are better than that. But when it comes to funding, we've got to be able to divest the area of funding, comes to be able to divest that area where they can access funding to where the teacher needs it. And quite often we see from schools and boards of education and from state governments that the area that is required to be taken away all the time is the aid. The person who needs the most to be able to take a child who is non-toilet in grade 1. Now, a teacher cannot do that. It's a supportive teacher and getting that decision-making ability as close as possible to the teacher, close as possible to their customer, is the best thing that we can do. To be able to have that flexibility where at Homer Park State School, Clayton Carnes, the principal there, is a fantastic educator, is able to shift resources from one classroom to another because his teachers work as a team and they're able to pool those resources and make sure that the child needing the most resources gets the most assistance. That's what we have to do. And I agree with the member for Lola. There are many things that we have to be able to do in this space. But it's one of those frustrations, as chair of the House Standing Committee on Education and Employment, that I share that, when you cross over from federal to state boundaries and you cloud those issues, and it just seems to me that we always, when it comes to these things, that we leave enough room that we can blame each other for not doing enough. And until I always say that I'm not a federalist, but. And a national response has its appeal. But I would prefer a school-by-school response. I would prefer a school to be able to sit out there and say, we welcome this. We are able to cope with it. And our school community demands that we are accepting of these things. Because I think change comes from the bottom up, not the top down. And I think that we've got to be better than what we're doing. I agree with everyone on this. This is a hugely important thing. We have to be inclusive. My son, who finished Year 7, was Lola's Year 7 buddy. He's a better person today because of what Lola gave him. So we've got to be more expansive. I thank the House.
Thank you. The question